What is going on there, YouTube? It is the Ushaka here, and today I'm going to be bringing you well, not necessarily a movie review, but it is something that everybody who will want to watch this movie, want to review it, and really share it, and just really go out there and just really think about, how these times are changing and how these times are becoming very, very sensitive. And I just watched a movie called You Can't Watch This. And if you go to YouTube, the channel is still up. And the channel is called Censored Movie. Okay, but all you have to do is just type in, like, You Can't Watch This. And that's it. Or 2019, you can have the number at the end of it. But it'll be, at least like maybe 4 or 5 different reviews of movie clips, I should say. Not reviews, but movie clips. And they involve Gavin McInnes, Alex Jones, Paul Joseph Watson, Laura Loomer, and Tommy Robinson, and a few other guests as well. And I had just finished watching it literally right now. It is, I forget what time it is. It's 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, May 16th. And it is something that when I watched it, I was blown away about how so much hate, so much despise that these news media organizations, social media, left-wing commentators, politicians, people who share the same beliefs, they have this feeling that, somebody who questions their beliefs, their authority, should just be totally wiped away. It's scary. And I love history. And I love reading about history and watching documentaries on it. And I see history repeating itself. Whether it's during, World War II, the Cold War, the times of, the Roman Empire, the First and Second Crusades, what have you. I just, I watched this video, which you guys should go check out. If you go to the YouTube page, you can also go, it'll send you a link to the Vimeo, Vimeo, and man, I honestly didn't even know that site was still around, but it's still there. You can either rent it or buy it, but it's there, and it's not bad. I just rented it because I didn't know if it was going to be some kind of hit piece or whatever. So $4, just $4, really. And from what I saw, I mean, and the guys who made this show, or who made this movie, they're liberals. They're people who lean towards the left. They're not the radical left. They're not hardcore liberals, but they went on InfoWars. And I don't know the exact names of the creator or the person in charge of the production, but about 2 or 3 days ago, I'm assuming, from this, video being made. Um, uh, they went on Alex Jones' show, and they, they admit that they're left leaning. They're not right wing, they're not libertarian, they're Democrats. They're Democrats, and all they want to do is they just want to go out there and just show, what's the big deal with those people that are being branded, being labeled as hateful, antagonizing, all these things. And it just amazes me how, yes, history is repeating itself, but also the fact that, people in our generation, we got to wake up. We got to understand that, yes, majority of the people who were banned, they're big people. They've been around for a while. They've had a voice for a while. They've been around for a good at least, well, Alex Jones has been around since the 90s, but, I mean, everyone else like Laura Loomer, Paul Joseph Watson, and, Gavin McInnes, they have been around, and Tommy Robinson as well. They've been around for, not as long as Alex Jones, but they've been around for a while. But they're all censored. They're all thought of as hateful. And they can't go on the mainstream media. They can't go on their own social network and explain how they're not. They can't go and, counterthink these things. And tell people that, no, I'm not this type of person. And so these people who have been banned, and it's not just those core people in this movie, it is core people who they talk about, people that they don't even mention in this movie, because if they were to do a whole documentary, it would be like a series, a mini series at least, the most, of people who have been banned, censored, people who have been just totally destroyed by this whole fiasco of how they think. And again, it's just how they think. And that baffles me. That boggles my mind. And it should boggle everybody's mind, because why in the hell are you going to just, what are these people thinking? That opinions now are just so taboo. They're so sensitive now that you can't even discuss it anymore. Doesn't make any sense to me. And it's a wake-up call for people my age, like the millennials and Generation Z, that if we don't say something, if we don't do something, if we don't, keep believing in something opposite of what they want us to believe in, then it's going to be like George Orwell, 1984. It's going to be like Ray Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451. And it's scary. It's very scary. I really don't know what else to really say else about it, but I would highly encourage everybody to go watch that movie. It's an hour long, so it's not, like like an Avengers movie where it's like 2 or 3 hours long. It's an hour long movie, and yeah, I'm not gonna post a link or anything. I'm just trying to encourage people to just really go over there, type it in, just word of mouth, go and look it up for yourself. But it's a real eye-opener. I mean, my eyes are already open about it. I mean, hence why I've been making these videos. But, you know, it's an eye-opener of an eye-opener, if you think about it. And, you know, I can't really explain how stupid and how ridiculous our you know, society has become. It's just become such a cavalcade of all these things that just are topsy-turvy. You can't put your finger on it. You can't really understand it. And frankly, those people who are doing it, they think they do, but they don't understand it themselves, why they're doing it. And I really don't know why. You know, the way these companies started out, it was for them to, you know, share, you know, have people share their opinions. Have people go out there and just, you know, be able to express themselves, be able to show, you know, give the contenter to share the content that they please. And now, you know, yes, they're big, and for a while I've been trying to think that, well, you know, if I create a Twitter and, you know, I hear all the stories of, you know, people getting banned, and I hear the, you know, news articles, these people are getting banned, and you can't share Alex Jones stuff, you can't share InfoWars stuff. And I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to, you know, get banned, and, you know, frankly, it's hard to get banned from Twitter for me. I'm not gonna lie, I only have like 9-10 subscribers on Twitter. So by me just sharing these, you know, mere articles, mentioning names, hashtags, all this stuff, it's not gonna get anywhere. But you know, I'm a very small number, and these people who have been banned, they've been around for at least a couple of years, or in Alex Jones's case, you know, many years, and, you know, they're gone, they're banned, they're censored, simply for their opinions, the way they think. And, you know, I've been sharing their stuff, I've been sharing their posts and videos, and hashtagging them, and, you know, thinking the way I shouldn't be thinking by their standards, on Twitter at least, and Facebook, and obviously here on YouTube, by me making these videos. And I'm still here, still for now, maybe, but, you know, the word is getting out. The word is getting out that, you know, this stuff is happening. And it's only a matter of time before it starts hitting, you know, the real mainstream. Because it's ridiculous. It's in my eyes, it's very wrong. You know, if there was something that wasn't wrong about what these people are saying, then you should just let them say it and call them conspiracy theorists and let that be the end of it. But that's not the case. They won't let that happen. They have to try to bring up so much crap on them that it makes them look like the devil. But then again, you shouldn't even say, you can't even say the devil, because in a way their tactics, their mentality is the way of the devil. They're very evil at mind, because if something, what they say is, they're saying, whatever they say is evil and considered, hurtful, you know, well, the devil is hurtful, the devil is evil. So I guess in their minds, these CEOs and, of these tech companies, I guess, they don't see them as a devil. They see them as a holy person. They see them as someone who's holy. So I guess I should rephrase that they don't consider people from InfoWars or anyone to the right of them as devils. No, because they're the devils themselves. They're the demons. They're the wrongdoers themselves. So they can't call them, obviously something that they are. So they're going to say, oh, well, those are the angels. Those are the Christians, the right doers. We can't have that. We can't have that on our platform. And it's so scary to believe that that's how these people are, and that's what they believe. And I know I may or may not be banned anytime soon, but it just goes to show you that these people who have been leading the way, they're the first targets. And if it gets any worse, that's it. Because it can get so bad to where we will be doing little videos like this or just sharing something on Facebook, and the system can get so precise that it could track that the moment we share something, the moment we say something or post even a picture of, their system will track it down in an instant and shut you down for it. And that's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's sad. It's like, and again, I've said this in multiple in my multiple videos. It is history repeating itself. It's history repeating itself, and nobody learns from it. Nobody gives two craps about it at all. They're too busy with their electric daisy carnivals and they're just too busy with their shows and movies and trends and everything outside the box of politics and things of this topic. They can care less. But there is some hope. People like Soph, S-O-P-H, go subscribe to her. Before she's banned, a 14-year-old girl, for just cursing and, making fun of the left. Generation Z. Somebody like that, just doing that alone to trigger BuzzFeed to have complaints and, complain to YouTube and complain to everybody else and say, oh, we don't like the way, she's talking. So let's get rid of her. And already they're this close to doing it. So, there might be that little bit of hope left, but these tech giants have been around since the early 2000s, and they're pretty much, they've been around, they've been here. Their mentality and their ways of thinking have changed. And that's the thing, like how the founding fathers of this country, they wrote a constitution. They wrote a constitution to years go on that men tend to change. So the set of laws that they have set have a long, everlasting meaning to it. Meaning that, 2, 3, 4 generations can go by and the mentality of men could change, but the word of law that is set right, and that is set rightfully so, will remain the same and remain true in living in a not perfect, but a society that you can live in. A government that is not too huge, a government that is not too oppressive, a government not too oppressive, but that shouldn't be oppressive. You know, where people have the majority of power and say than the government does. And the Founding Fathers knew that. They knew that these things had to be said and had to be done. And these tech companies, on their origins, they don't have a constitution. They don't have, it was just an idea. And their idea is that, hey, yeah, it can make us a lot of money. It can get us places. It can do things for us. And yeah, kudos to them for doing that and starting it. Starting these companies and, making it big. But now, because they haven't had their constitution, they haven't had their rights, they haven't had their regulations, they haven't had their Bill of Rights ever written, that they lost track of who they are. Their CEOs and partners and everybody in their firms, whatever goes on over there in Silicon Valley, on keeping those companies run. They've gotten so big, so powerful that, without, sort of, it's a reflection of our government, really. It's gotten so big and so powerful that it doesn't know what to do with itself. They figure like, oh, well, they're running off just simply their name alone. Facebook, Google, YouTube. Excuse me. They're just simply running off those names alone and saying like, oh, well, we don't have to, say anything. We're a private company. And we get to say whatever the hell we want to say. Because we're Google, we're YouTube, we're Facebook, we're Twitter, It's like, hello, we've been around forever. Don't you know who you're talking to? That's kind of like the mentality of how they are. They have this big fat head idea that they're just the, because everybody uses them. Everybody uses their platforms. That, who are you to tell us who we are? Who are you to dictate to us? But because they have no, like I said, no constitution, no Bill of Rights, no, creed that they follow when creating these companies, that they just get to go on and just be whoever they want to be. And if the times change, the times change. Are the styles and trends of the 1970s, around in the, now in 2019? Is everybody wearing bell-bottom jeans and listening to disco and, driving big, long-ass cars? No. Or the 50s is nuclear tests still being conducted in the desert, and, the suburban family and the living wage, the middle class, thriving still? No. Times change, yeah, but, is that stuff still around? No. Like how the times change, things, yes, little ripples of it tend to repeat itself, but those times are done. They've been there, they've done that. The history that was made during those times are done. And yes, like I said, they'll ripple again, the styles and the, certain ways of thinking, because as a historical reference, people will look back on that like me. But times change. And just like how the mentality of when these people started these companies, they've changed. Big time. And it is for the most totalitarian way of thinking. The most tyrannical, the most censorship-ish, I guess you could say. And I guess I'll just end this video as, well, you know, you can share it, you can dislike it, you can subscribe to me or whatever. And I don't care. Point is just to, I want to make these videos to where at least if somebody listens, that they understand that these things are happening in this world. And we could be living through the very early stages of a very heavily censored and regulated society. And if you're asking yourself right now, what does that mean? Why would you say something like that? Well, watch the video, watch the movie. You know, you can even watch the movie 1984. You can watch the movie Fahrenheit 451 and draw your own conclusions on it. Because it's common sense. It's called tying one thing from the past, or from books, or from, you know, anything that I've just been saying, and then from the movie and reality, and just drawing them together to make one conclusion and be like, well, that makes sense. It's called just basically drawing conclusions. That's what it is. Sorry about that. That was Fox News app. Perfect time. But yeah. So basically, you just have to draw conclusions. You have to really do some critical thinking. And that's not for, you know, me. That's not just me telling people who already know what I'm talking about. You know, about, you know, drawing conclusions. I mean, obviously, if you see these videos and you like them, or if you subscribe, you'll, you know, obviously you have a brain on top of your shoulders. But for those who are just like, who dislike it, or who just maybe will eventually comment negatively on my channel, you know, do some thinking, draw the lines. Don't just listen to what everyone else is saying, you know, because if you listen to the mainstream media, you listen to all the, you know, Silicon Valley, if you listen to all that stuff, you know, and that's all you listen to, you don't tend to think outside the box. Because, yeah, I've listened to, you know, Silicon Valley. I've listened to the mainstream media. I listen to the, you know, the right-wing media. I listen to it all. And the ones that make sense is not Silicon Valley. It's not the liberal media. You know, because there's facts and feelings and opinions. And I'll tend to go with the facts. Very little I will ever go with something that I feel on or have an opinion on when the media tries to blow it up like, well, our opinion says this or our feelings say this. Well, no, I will never agree with that. It's got to be the truth or nothing. And that's it. Because when the truth to be told is gone, you know, like you can't say anything at all, like how I'm talking to you right now, the moment that's gone, we're in trouble. Because the moment politicians let this happen, the moment we as a people let this happen, that is when our generation, our next generation, not our generation, but the next generations are going to be looking at us and saying, how come you guys didn't do something about it? How come you guys didn't say something at least? And so, right now I guess I could be saying that I'm covering my ass for, you know, saying these things. Because I could get banned. You never know. I mean, yeah, I'm a small YouTuber just doing these little videos, but like right now, I'm not getting flagged. I'm not getting banned. Not yet until after the making of this video, but I'm not getting, censored. Every video of mine that I put up is being censored. Like these, big, you know, like the ones in the movie. I'm not that far down the line yet. But, you know, what they're saying is they're encouraging us to go out and do this, journalism or commentary, so that way they prevent the future that I feel like I'm going to see. Or I might not even see. I might not see it at all. I don't know. But they're encouraging us to make sure that that never happens. We never experience a government or a society that does that. Where, like how I'm uploading this video, I'm making this video, and I can just, at this time, at this year, 2019, I could do this. I could make this video. And, yeah, right now it's the fear of, well, will it get banned? But you never know, maybe 20 years from now, somebody could be watching this. Somebody could have saved this video, or many others like it. And just simply even viewing a video like this, maybe 20, 30 years from now, will be illegal. And they track you down, they find you, they arrest you. You never know. And it might not even be, and it might not even, it won't even probably even get to that, but the one trend that I noticed that has been happening for a lot of the, these censored commentators and figureheads, is that the one thing that's the big trend with them is that, it's not about just taking you out back and shooting you in the back of the head, so bluntly. It's about their tactics are, we're not just going to take you out and shoot you. We're going to make it to where we can essentially kill your whole entire family. We can ruin your life, your reputation. It's like keeping somebody alive and torturing them and just constantly just torturing them little by little. Pulling fingernails out, pulling off toenails, slicing off pieces of skin. That's what they want to do. And what I mean by that is they want to eventually get it to where whatever you say, whatever you do that they don't agree with, they'll cut you off financially. They'll turn you into a terrorist by, simply showing your face, saying your name. They'll ruin your family's reputation. They'll put your family's lives in danger. They'll say all these things and they'll do all these things and print these false, papers and ads, because social media is so big now. It's not just newspapers and radios and television. We got these things in our house. They're so small. This could fit in my pocket right here. The phone that I'm recording this on can fit in my pocket. It has 2 cameras on it. It's got a speaker. It's got a microphone. It can record things. If Joseph Stalin or Adolf Hitler had this type of technology, imagine the amount of people they would have recruited in their regimes. it's just, it's, you know, it's something that's so crazy to think about, but it's like, it's so true, you know, like, what could have happened in things like, with things like that. But, you know, just simply for the fact of talking about things like this, it gets people mad and upset, and it can get you ruined eventually. And I would encourage you to all just go watch the movie. I would encourage you to go to Infowars.com. I would encourage you to go and maybe follow my Twitter. I don't know. At this point, it's up to you. If you've even seen this part of the video, my video that I made right now, so just go and subscribe to Infowars, the Infowars app. Really try to follow Alex Jones. I mean, besides all the antics, you watch the film, which was made by liberals, by the way, leftists. They're just showing what the whole deal is with the censorship. And they do a pretty good job at just stating the facts. They're not leaning towards the left, they're not leaning towards the right. They're just, here's a packet of cigarettes, this is a packet of cigarettes. It's not chewing tobacco, it's not this or that. We're just saying it's a packet of cigarettes. That's basically what these guys are doing. I mean, they're just here. Like, look, you see what this is? That's what this is. I don't condone smoking. I don't smoke myself. But you see this? This is a pack of cigarettes. You see that? That's it. Here it is. It's got a wrapper. It's got a lid. There's 20 cigarettes. There's writing on the side. There's a tax stamp. You know, it's white, red, brown, blue label. It's a soft pack. Smells good. Kind of okay. Good. That's all those guys are doing. They're just stating the fact of what that is, and that's essentially what they're doing with these people who have been banned. You know, they don't agree with them, they don't disagree with them, they're just, here it is, here's what they are, this is what they do, this is what they stand for. It's up to you to decide if you agree with them or not. And that's it. Presto. So, I highly encourage you to watch the movie. Definitely subscribe to InfoWars. And like, subscribe, dislike, whatever your heart desires. And I'm sorry this video went on for quite a while, as I always apologize for. But, this was this is kind of like basically a big reaction to this movie, and I feel like I had to share it. I'm not in my normal truck, I'm not in, I have engines running, or I'm, driving and looking around, but it's just, I just finished watching the movie, just rented it, and had to give my 2 cents and my opinion on it, and I would definitely recommend it. I would definitely, tell other people about it. And so, I gotta go to bed, YouTube. So, definitely encourage you guys to check it out. And again, Infowars.com. Check out my Twitter in the description below. Again, like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, whatever the hell you want to do. Go ahead and do it. So, you guys stay classy. I gotta go to bed. So, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.